Hey YouTube, I've missed you. I really have. I missed you. Today, this video is not specifically going to be about how to take an old nasty boat and turn it into something nice. What it is going to show you is a section of a boat that's on lots of boats. In fact, more specifically, a problematic section of a boat that I find on lots of boats. And what I do and how you can correct it if you encounter it, which I'm sure you will. So sit back, enjoy, and let the good times roll. God, that was fun. Here's what we're looking at. Now, if you're a detailer for any length of time, you've recognized this. Anytime there's a little dent, concave part on Gelcoat, this is where most detailers are going to leave a lot of oxidation. And clearly they've done it here. So as if that wasn't enough, there's also the old registration number burned into the Gelcoat. Taken off the registration number, I'll replace that later. Also, there is some decal burn in. I don't know if you can see it here. Kind of follows this line. That's something that I'm going to use Super Duty by 3M. And when they took that decal off, it left another line back here, slightly more substantial. Larsons have generally fairly hard gel coat, so it's going to take a little bit to get this out. But I just wanted to show you what I was dealing with today and tell you how I was going to treat it. So, like I said, I'm going to start off with Super Duty just to grind out this corner and this one here. After that, I'll probably come back over it with Heavy Cut, and of course after the Heavy Cut comes Perfected, ACEX. Once that's done, we clean the boat and apply a polish or a sealant or a wax, if you will. Not Carnauba. Never. Here's how I go about this. So I've got the Super Duty right in the lines. You see how the white oxidation is? So I put the Super Duty right in there. I'm just going to take my wheel, and you'll notice how the wheel rolls into the product, so it's actually grabbing it and dragging it across the surface. Here we go. And I'm going to do this for about 2 feet. Nice and slow. Come back up, do it again. Now I'm going to focus a different angle of the corner. I still have some Super Duty on my wheel, so it'll continue to cut. Okay, so I've got a little bit right in here, this little part where the reflection is showing. So I'll add a little bit more Super Cut, tackle that one more time, and then move on. Following that would be Heavy Cut. Here's another angle of that. So again, it's just picking up the product very, very slowly, and giving it plenty of time to work on the surface. And you might be saying to yourself, oh, they're so long, I don't have the patience for that. Well, do you have the patience to wet sand and wet sand again and clean it, inspect it, wet sand some more, inspect it, wet sand, then come behind it and compound it, polish it? No, I don't think you do. This is quicker, it's easier, and it's not taking down any sharp edges. So it's leaving everything that's round, which sometimes with sandpaper you can put some facets or flatten some corners. At least this way I'm working with the contours of the boat. Okay, and there's all this smegma left in here. So I'll just do it again. A little bit quicker this time, but the same motion. And I'm just concentrating on the two little sections of oxidation that were present. I'm not getting a perfect finish on this red stripe. I'll come back again with heavy cut, maybe even the perfected, and that will give me the finish that I'm looking for. A little bit more, so I'll just keep working it. Always overlap what you've already done. That way you don't have any weird separation marks. So the oxidation's a little bit lighter in one spot and a little bit heavier in the other. 8 to 9 months after this fades out. There. And just to remind you, this is what we're starting with. This is what we're getting. Starting. Getting. And here's another way that this could be done. Now I'm doing this one-handed, so I apologize if it's a little choppy. I'm basically going to try to do my little cross cuts right in this corner. So grabbing, pushing. And you'll see the angle of the buffer changes one pass to the next. I'm using a little bit more of the 630, now the 430, the 630, the 430, the 630, the 430. Now I know this is Super Duty by 3M, and a lot of people are scared of it because it is really aggressive and you can do a lot of damage if your intentions are to do a lot of damage. The amount of weight that I'm putting on the buffer edge is probably just enough to hold it in place. Nothing more, nothing less. So what we're doing here is just focusing on these little indents on the side, making sure that we got all that oxidation out before we do any sort of compounding seriously on the top. We want to focus our attentions on the things that are really going to need our effort. And the reason for this is a lot of guys like to do their buffing all at once, and so they'll do this entire section all at once. Sometimes compounding has, oil in the compound, so it'll hide these little oxidized spots, and that's obviously what happened here. The last detailer thought that he got it all, clearly left a ton of oxidation in this little corner, and it's because when you're working on the entire thing, you don't focus on little teeny things, you focus on the entire package. So I'm going to focus on the little teeny things so that when I get to the point to focus on the entire package, I don't have to think about them. And that's why I do it like this. Well, that's pretty much it. Larson came out pretty much the way I thought it would. Larsons have fairly tough gel coat and it's very resilient, can handle quite a bit. The red stripe came back, it's gloriously red. I'm really happy with it. I put all the snaps back in place. Had taken those out to make sure that when I did the compounding, I did the best job I could without having those stupid little snaps all up in my face. For the rest of the boat, all it really took was a little bit of perfected ACEX. That's it. No heavy cut. And yeah, there's a bang because I'm old. Imagine how much fun it's gonna be tomorrow. Maybe we'll get this guy. Seen better days. That's it. That's all I got. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If you have a question or a comment, go ahead and leave that down below. And maybe a thumbs up wouldn't kill you to leave. Anyway, if this helped you out, I'm really happy. And if it didn't, I hope you have a great day.